Hello, beautiful being. You know, a gift of money is not always necessarily a gift. And whatever sacrifice is needed in order to earn that additional money is not always what you want to do. It's not always worth it. It's not always worth it. And some people feel like anytime you have an opportunity to get more money, like it's foolish to refuse it, but that's just not true. Because sometimes you're truly respecting yourself, your time, your energy by refusing additional income or a gift of money or something that somebody wants to offer you. But really it's not a gift because they're expecting an exchange. You know what I mean? So I learned this lesson when I was teaching, and I chose to, for a while, teach in a county that I was not living in. So I had to spend a lot of time in traffic in the morning and in the afternoon, going to and from work. Just to get to the school, just to get home. And yes, I was earning extra money, but I was losing time. And my kids were young, and I really wanted to be with them. So I immediately regretted it. You know, the extra money didn't even matter at a certain point. It was like I was so sad not being with my kids as much as I wanted to. So the money didn't make a difference. You know, I almost would have taken a pay cut gladly just to not have to sit in traffic. So this comes into play a lot of times, like when we have access to a promotion and we think, oh yeah, everybody would want this promotion. Anybody would want that. It's a great thing. But what is going to have to be given up? What is the sacrifice that has to be made in order to earn that extra money? Now, in some cases, it's worth it. But once again, that's an individual choice that we have to make based on our intuition and based on what it is that we value in our life. Now, in some cases, a person will come in with a gift. And they'll say, you know, I'm going to send you this money, or I'm going to give you this, whatever it is, okay, a car, rent, or whatever it is that they're saying that they're going to give you. They'll call it a gift, but it's always really good to realize if they truly mean that it is a gift or not. Because sometimes people come in and they'll give something, but they are really expecting your time or your energy, your effort, and they might not state this. But, I've observed some situations where a person will give a gift and then a couple days later they're like, so, yeah, when are we going to lunch? It's like, wait a minute, we don't even hang out like that. What? Now, I've had experiences like that because I'm an introvert, so I love being alone. But sometimes I've noticed that if a person is very insecure and maybe they feel like they don't have a lot to offer, maybe they don't feel very secure and confident within themselves, so they think that money would be able to buy time with someone that they want to be with, or, so in this case, it's actually kind of innocent, or it doesn't have to be hurtful or detrimental if the person is not too pushy. They might give a gift and then try to see if they can find their way into a person's world. But if the person says, I'm really not interested, or, they're not open to the idea, they respect it and they go on about their business. But sometimes people who try to buy their way into having access to a person's energy, they're very stubborn about it. And they try to be very controlling, and they feel like, well, I gave you a gift or I gave you money, so when are you going to do this for me? And you're like, wait, I never signed up for that. So it can be a way for people to try to control by giving a quote-unquote gift when they are truly trying to control someone's energy. All right. I feel like in these situations, it's best to know the person. It's best to use your intuition and to realize whether or not accepting a gift from that person is going to create ties that are not worth the money or the gift that they're giving. Now, in another situation, there are people who are diabolical and they work with energy and they try to offer a gift or offer some sort of sum of money, and they know exactly what they're doing. They are imbuing whatever it is that they offer with negative energy, with the energy of control, with the energy of destruction, whatever it is, maybe a love spell. And they might do something like, okay, so they offer a sum of money, they give it, and they're so, oh yes, enjoy, but they program it so that whenever that person spends some of that money, they obsessively think of that person. Or they feel immediately very drawn to them and they can't stop thinking about them, something like that. Or if they're extremely diabolical and they want to create an ending for that person, they might attach an intention like, well, they spend this lump sum of money, but as soon as they spend it, they lose 5 times that amount. And this is not to give anybody any ideas. This is not meant for those who are karmically aligned, but I know they watch. So the most important thing to know is that anybody who sets intentions like that, that energy is coming back to them, especially when divine, beautiful beings are protecting themselves and following their intuition. I think that the most important thing is that if someone comes in with what seems like an offer or a gift of some sort, and especially if you know that they have a past of being very grimy, very greedy, very controlling, very sadistic even, then ask yourself, why would they be giving something to me? Why would they do that? And if you feel any sort of hunch, if you feel any sort of physical symptom that is pointing you in the direction of your true intuition that's telling you there's something that's not right about that, listen to that intuition, listen to that hunch. Now, it's very important to, if you feel any fear, replace the fear with faith in yourself, in your divine ancestors and spirit allies, and the divine itself. Because fear helps whatever negative intention that's been sent to actually manifest. In fact, fear is sort of like an activator for evil spells. And when we fear things, we enable those negative energies to take shape in our lives. So just choosing to rise above the fear is a huge accomplishment. But also protecting your energy and sending any negative energy back to the sender. Cutting cords with whatever negative intentions have been set. And if you choose to keep the gift or to accept it in the first place and to keep it, speak blessings over it. If it's an actual physical gift, you can speak blessings over it and anoint it with oil. I would not eat anything. I would not ingest or digest anything that was given to me by someone that I don't trust. But if it's an actual object, maybe jewelry or something like that, that's up for you to decide. It really depends on the feeling that you get when you connect with that object. Now, depending on your history with that person, you might not even open up to receive it at all. You may have set such clear boundaries that you would never even entertain any sort of offering from that person. But sometimes people find a way to be quite sneaky. And so if you see something as a blessing, because it does bring financial gain, but you're questioning the energy of it, follow your instinct. Ask the divine to reveal to you how to handle it, and know that you have all the options in the world. You can refuse it, you can sell it, you can give it away, you can bless it and clear the energy and clear all ties to negative and evil intentions. There are so many ways that you can work with that energy. But just know that if you do refuse something like that, you are not foolish. You are wise and you are intuitive. I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.